So we got a very good kickstart for discipline. Okay. So last time we ended on this, and he wanted to speak something and we couldn't. So I said, you start, you kickstart, and we'll continue with the ball. So the thing is, Mali, can you mute yourself? Yeah. So then we'll start on discipline only. What I understood and what we all understood from the talks was most of us are punctual. Okay. Right? But we are not disciplined. There is a difference. Am I clear? The mic clear enough? Okay. So the difference between punctuality and discipline hits very hard on us because discipline is for the self. Okay. And punctuality is for others. Simple. Easiest way to understand this. So if we are getting up at whatever time we are getting up for the children and for the spouse, we are punctual. But when I am getting up, not for somebody, not for any, some commitment or something, then I am disciplined. Because I do it for myself. It has to be for the self. Only then it can be understood as discipline. Until then, it is always you're trying to be disciplined, so you're punctual, which is great. But sometimes we get, as I told last time also, we get stuck in punctuality. Discipline is working on the self for no reason. Like you can have a goal. I'm not saying don't take a goal, but now suppose I want to lose weight. Okay, so I sign up for a aerobic class or a yoga class so that I will do it. Because on my own, I'm unable to do it. Now, suppose I want to go for walking. Okay, I don't like to go walking alone. So then I sign up with my friend. I chalna 6:30 pakka. Then to stay committed to her and to the walking I go. So I'm punctual. I'm committed also. But the discipline is not there. When I do things for myself, by myself, nobody is watching, like Murli said. I get up at 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 3:30, I can pray. Nobody is watching, nobody knows. I don't need to declare anywhere what I'm doing. I'm studying on my own. Children who study on their own, do their own homework on their own, not because it has to be mommy will shout, papa will shout, teacher will say something. You study because you love to study or because you want to study. Both are fine. So self-discipline, if you want to see, usually you will see in sports persons, superstars, okay? They're highly disciplined. You can look at all the superstars, whichever industry, Bollywood, Tollywood, Hollywood, I don't know. Anywhere you see superstars, they are very disciplined. If you see very good sportsmen, they are disciplined. Very good politicians, they are disciplined. Come what may. It's not about the commitment to the country that comes second. It is the commitment to the self. That is discipline. When you committed to your own self, it is discipline. It doesn't matter for what. It could be as simple as maybe, brushing 3 times a day, suppose. That is also okay. I do it for myself, for my hygiene or whatever. Or I'll take bath every morning 6 a.m. That's my discipline. It need not be yours. And it need not be giving me an award. And no friend, no relative will know. But it's my discipline. Because I want to, it's like a muscle. Okay, so all of us who know how to do workout in the gym and train a muscle. So when you keep training the muscle, there'll be some pain. Okay, it's initial pain for a bigger gain, always. So initially you'll feel pain. Arey, who will get up yaar, 5 o'clock, it's so cold. But then you train, and then one day you naturally get it. That means you've fallen in discipline by yourself. Now, suppose my son is going at 5, so I'm getting up at 4:30. So I'm not disciplined. I've done that, so I'm telling you. But suppose now he's not going at 5, but I get up, then I'm disciplined. Because I'm getting up for nobody, only for myself. So this, if we understand this, then we can train the discipline in our life. And the more you train yourself, the better your discipline. So all of us, wherever we are lacking in our life, we feel, okay, I have to reach here. I have to, take a degree or maybe, study to some point or attain good health. maybe weight loss, whatever it is, make a goal and make a discipline for it and stick to it. And for that, initially you can use tricks like signing up for a class and all this, but understand that I'm using this to make my discipline firm. Okay, understand that I'm getting punctual, I'm taking these commitments so that one fine day I'll get disciplined. But everything should not be a prop. Don't use everything in your discipline diary by using others. Try to make something for yourself. Like it could be eating lunch exactly at 1 p.m. Come 1 p.m. Yeah. So come what may, whoever is there or not there, just quietly eat. So that little things you do for yourself, that is self-discipline. Okay. So with this, we'll continue. Now, you understood about the muscle, na? So you have to train the mind also for the discipline and the body also. So now we'll go back to the sutras. So what is, see, when she read out the sutras, you can also check anywhere on Google also, you'll get 2.29 to 2.45. Okay, chapter 2 or section 2, 29 to 45. So here all the yamas and niyamas are mentioned. Then they mention the jati, desha, kala, samaya, anavachinnaha. So this sarva bhauma means it basically what it means is jati is basically what caste, color, creed, country, wherever you belong, whatever, you know, quality basically. So jati, desha. Desha is where, which country you come from, what is your origin, which planet you belong to, whether you're from Earth or Mars, whatever. That was a joke. So, jati desha, kaun se desh ke ho? Desh kala. Kala and samaya are confusing. Okay. Kala is also time. Samay bhi time hai. Lekin, here they mean it differently. Kala is time and samaya is the situation or the circumstance you are in. कैसा समय चल रहा है यार, बोलते हैं ना हम लोग, कैसा समय आ गया. So कौन सा situation आ गया. So what type of situation are we? That is samaya. Here, samaya can also be used for time, and kala is time. So whichever jati you belong to, whichever desha you are in, whichever kala and whatever samaya, it doesn't matter. These yama niyamas are mandatory is what it is meant. So it's like a mahavratam, means it's a huge vrata. This you have to take it up irrespective of whether you are an American, you are whatever you are. It doesn't matter your religion, caste, creed, country, nothing matters. These 10 are fundamental laws for us to function well as human beings. We have to better ourselves as human beings, nothing else. We don't want to become divine. Let us become human beings. That's more than enough. So let's work towards becoming better and better human beings. Okay. So that way, all these yama-niyamas will help, because self-restraint and self-discipline, this will help us become beautiful individuals. So when I was discussing this with someone, so I'll share that we have to become good human beings to become good mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers, etc. Right now, what we are doing is we are trying to tweak the roles we are playing. Like, I can be a good wife. I need not be a good daughter. Okay. And I can be a good this, but I need not be that. So I'm trying to be a good wife for the last 30 years. Or I'm trying to be a good daughter-in-law or a son-in-law or a son for the last 20 years. मैं इसी कोशिश में हूँ, but they're not happy. I can never please them because you were working on trying to, remedy a role you're playing. We cannot remedy roles. Look at Amitabh Bachchan, Rajnikant, whoever you know of. They are wonderful actors. Give them any role, and they will do it beautifully. Right? So when we are given any role, we should be able to play it beautifully. For that, we have to become good actors. For that, we have to become good human beings. So all of us need to work on not becoming a good wife, good daughter-in-law, good mother-in-law, etc., good mummy, good papa. We have to become good human beings. That's the goal of our human life. If we are the best of human, in your own best, if you're the best of your own self as a human, that's more than enough. Then naturally you will be a good mother, naturally you will be a good son, a good employer, a good employee, whatever you're doing, you will be the best in whatever you're doing. Our problem has happened is we are only trying to remedy the roles. Acting, जो actor है उसके ऊपर काम नहीं किया, हम लोग ने role के ऊपर काम किया. So some, if you see the mediocre actors, some role they will play beautifully, some role super flop. So we say, अरे इसको ये acting ही नहीं आ रहा है, ये acting क्या अच्छा किया था. So this means that they are not perfect actors. Our journey is to become good human beings. The roles will take care of themselves. So make this note and be very sure on this, that I will surely come what may, work on myself to become a better human being, not try to be a better wife, better son, better, etc. Okay, so no focus on the roles, focus on the self. For this, we need self-discipline. As Murli had said last time, we give promise to others and we stay committed. So that means there is no self. Self के लिए नहीं कर रहे हैं हम लोग, दूसरे के लिए कर रहे हैं. Self-discipline चाहिए. So discipline for the self. Now working on the self to become a better human being, not for that one or for this one. Nobody. We are not trying to please anybody. I'm going to please myself to become a good person myself. So right now you will feel, Are, we are not good people or what? Come on, I want people to say that. You can unmute and say, hey, what is this? We are good human beings. Are we? Really sit and check. How we'll come to know, I'll tell you. Because now we'll get into the ahimsa. That time everything will be cleared. How good we are. Naturally, it will all come out. So all of you be prepared. When we start ahimsa, be prepared. Okay? Mentally prepared. Now we'll understand what are the yamas. So the first yamas, niyamas, understanding that we have to follow this jati, desha, kala, whatever it is, doesn't matter. This has to be followed for being a good human being. Okay. Next is, what did he say? Yama, niyama. Okay. What are yamas? I asked last time, it was self-restraint. So now we need to understand this correctly. Self-restraint is not suppression. It is not repression. It is not मैं कैसे भी करना है करके उसको दबा दिया. No suppression, no indulgence also. No indulgence, no suppression. All you need to do is restrain. A person who is in yama will always restrain or control basically. Control is not a nice word, but it is not suppressing. They will be in self-control because they love themselves. And they will give complete freedom to others because they love others. So this self-control in yama is for us, not for others, not for telling others. Come what may. So whatever the yamas we learn is for us, not for another. So when I'm following ahimsa, I will follow ahimsa, but I need not tell another to follow it. I will give them freedom to do what they want. That means that they are properly in, we are properly in ahimsa. When we allow them to be what they are, unless they're getting violent. That we'll get into in the question answer. I'm sure you'll have a lot of questions on ahimsa. So when we come to that, we'll get into that. But right now, understand that yama is all about the self. All the yamas, yama, self-restraint is for self, not for another. So I'll restrain myself, I'll give freedom to another. That's when I love myself and love another. Simple. So all those people who feel love for themselves can feel love for others, not before that. So it's very, very important, okay? The person loves himself, so he controls, and he loves others, so he gives them freedom. That is following the yamas. Such a person is following the yamas, okay? And they are to be followed to create. Why are yamas to be followed? So why is this restraint like, ahimsa, satya, asteya, brahmacharya? Why do we need to follow this? Because we want to live in a nice environment. We want to make our social environment nice and, very congenial, very comfortable. We don't want to be, cribbing, fighting, shouting. We want some peace, some calm, some nice atmosphere. For that, this is very important. Very, very important to follow the yamas. Okay. So this is understood, yamas. Yamas is understood. What is yam is understood. Self-restraint for the self, not for others. Okay. Understand one thing, that we need to understand that we have to respond and not react. Okay. Response chahiye or reaction nahi chahiye. It's very, very important, because generally we'll fadak se react and then regret. So to respond, we need attention, right? Attention. So for attention, what you need? What is ahimsa? Is no himsa. Okay, no violence. No violence is ahimsa. Attention is without tension. No tension is attention. So when you're paying attention, you cannot be in tension. There should be no tension. If you're in tension, you cannot be in attention. Actually, think about this thing, okay? And we'll talk after some time. So attention focus is not only for children, it is for all of us, all adults, everybody. Because whatever we are doing in our work, we could be in the kitchen, we could be in our office, we could be dealing with our children. We need a lot of attention to have patience. Because we quickly lose patience and hit the child. Because we are not paying attention. We are not paying attention. So we are just like reacting, not responding. I'm not saying that we have to promote violence. It's not that. If one child is hitting another child, you have to restrain the child from hitting the other child. You have to control them without hitting them, because then if you're hitting them, that one is hitting that one, you're as good as the child. What we generally do is, the elder one is hitting the younger one. Okay? The mummy will see, get angry, pull the elder one, patak, one slap. Why are you hitting the younger one? Huh? And we do exactly what the child was doing to the other child. So then the child will say, you are doing that to me. I am doing that to my brother or sister. We are same. That is where we are in an embarrassing situation, because we are reacting. As parents, as adults, as whatever we are, we have to be sane and we have to respond. Immediately get hold of the child, hold them. Hold them, restrain them from doing the violent action. We have enough strength to hold them. We have to. We should not say, okay, you do, I love you, you go and hit and do. No, that is even allowing himsa, allowing violence is violence for you also. You're promoting violence. But you are not going to get violent. You're going to restrain the violence from happening. So अभी रास्ते पे मुंबई में मारामारी चालू है, तो अरे मारामारी चालू है, चल रहे, मैं भी दो मार के आते. क्यों? मेरे अंदर भी उतना बड़ा I am so upset. मेरे को भी दो तीन देना, धन धन धन. We go and hit those people. I was in Mumbai, so I know all these fights happening on the street. Somebody did something, the third person doesn't even know, they will go and start hitting them because they're already frustrated. So they get a chance to give 2-3 punches, they'll go and do that. We are all laughing now, thinking of Mumbai. Think what we all are doing as mummy papas. Come on. Now I'll tell you. There is one husband, there is one wife, and one child. Okay? Husband, wife wants to go to mall for shopping. Husband says, today, Friday, or holiday, whatever, I don't have time, I am meeting. She's angry, frustrated. Every time he is doing like this, never he is taking me. And plus he will shout at her for something. Now she's more angry, but he's in a meeting, so she's quiet. Now the child does something. Fat. Kyun? Bichara wo child ka galti nahi tha. But I can't hit my husband, no? So I hit my child. Now child is the bakra. Child is the bichara, pavam, whatever you call, okay? Now Papa has come from office. Boss has given him left and right. Okay. Maybe resignation dene ko bola hai, just lost his job. God knows what has happened in this time. So he's come very, very upset and very angry. Now his wife says, did you buy tomatoes? I had told in my WhatsApp message. He will blast at her. Normally he will say, oh, I forgot. Okay. We'll go and buy. But now he is upset already with the boss, and boss has shouted at him. He will shout at the wife for tomato. Nothing else. I didn't bring tomatoes. What do you think? I'm a servant. Why should I bring tomatoes? Full day what you're doing in the house, etc., etc., etc. All these 20 sentences will come out of the husband like a reaction. What is all this? This is all himsa. This is all violence. Because I can't shout at my boss, I come and shout at my wife or husband, whoever is there at the home. And then because I am having problem, I shout at somebody. I can hit them also. And the wife is upset. Now she'll go and the child has not done homework. But she'll give. 2 hours he is sitting in front of TV. Normally also the child must be sitting. But today she's already got dose from husband. So she will give more to children. Now I really pity the children. Because the children are not at fault. They are normal children. But the husband and wife, they're using the child thad for their frustration. So please be aware. Please be aware. Please, when you tell your child, where is your concentration? First, we have to concentrate. We have to pay attention that why am I shouting? Oh, I am upset with that one. Huh? Okay, no problem. First, let me solve my issue. Why shouted the poor child? No fault, right? Tomorrow, this child will go and hit the younger child or the neighbor's child. Or in the school, they will go and hit someone. And we'll say, my child is hyperactive. Now, who is hyperactive? Think. Who made that child hyperactive? We, very responsible individuals and parents. So let's get into discipline. Believe me, discipline will help all this. Because with the yamas, you'll know what is ahimsa. So we'll take ahimsa now. Okay? So what is himsa and what is ahimsa? Himsa is basically violence. Okay? Ahimsa means not, it just means no violence, non-violence. Okay? Now, all of you, now we'll start the interactions. Okay? We have a long session today, like it's there till another 1 hour is there at least. So if anybody wants, after half an hour, we can take a small water break, washroom break, whatever, for 2 minutes. Okay? 30 minutes now, at least sit down, all of you. So now let's talk and interact about ahimsa. All of us on the screen, all of you think and tell me what you think is violence. Okay, you can put it in the chat box. I'll open it. So I can also read. Okay, 1 minute. Okay, so the chat box is open. Now all of you can type in what is violence according to you. Okay, all of you, take your time, take 1 or 2 minutes. All of you take time and tell me what is violence. Nobody is typing. Chat box is open. You can unmute yourself if you're not able to type. Troubling one. Okay, who's that? You can unmute and speak, okay? So troubling oneself or anyone in any possible way. Okay, disrupting the peace.
You're resisting a situation which you don't like, and that reaction is either passive or active.
Okay. So that's violence according to you?
Yeah.
Resisting the situation, actively or passively? Okay.
Either actively or passively. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Harming self or others is violence. Hurting others, hurting yourself or others, causing harm mentally or physically by deeds or treating others in a negative way, even if they don't deserve it. Okay. Disrupting the peace. So all of this is violence. So what do you think is non-violence? And where do you think the hurt comes from? That also we'll check. Harming others is violence for ourselves. Yes, it is because we are violent that we are able to harm others. 100%. So what else? What do you think? Is this all that is violence? What is harming others? Come on. Harming others means what? When we are trying to enforce some emotion or any idea into others and we face the resistance, we lose our attention. Act physically or orally to force is called violence. Yes. Yeah. What do you do when we face resistance? Like suppose I am trying to enforce an idea onto you and I see resistance in you. What should I do?
So I won't tell the answer of what should I do, but what I do is I try to become dominant to show that this is correct. Like I try to enforce my idea, and
Yeah.
by increasing my sound to someone to whom I can't beat, or if someone is resistance won't complain about me or just listen to me, I'll try to beat. It's just my action would completely depend upon how other person is or how that person's position is to me.
Got it. Super. So that's a very subtle answer, very nice, because this we do almost every day and we won't even notice that it is violence. We are always doing this actually. We are trying to enforce our idea on somebody or the other and thinking it is good, but somewhere we are also into a little bit of violence, thinking that it's good for them. But there is a limit to where how much we can push another. If they are getting too hurt, then we have to step back. We have to step back because they are already wounded probably. That's why they're not able to take the hurt sometimes. So then we have to keep quiet and leave it to the divine cosmic intelligence to work. So try to get the person's perspective. Yeah, that's a nice answer. We can get the other person's perspective. We can nicely do it. Yes. But constantly, if you all see the answers, the thing is intentions might play the role behind violence. 100%. The intention, see, sometimes now two children are fighting, as I told, they're just fighting. What we need to do is restrain the child and not hit the child. So certain areas we have to be very careful. Now the discussions usually when it comes to himsa and ahimsa, see, we are people who will generally not go and hit and kill anybody. Definitely. Maximum we'll give one to our child, so that we have to understand how to do that without becoming violent. So when I have to train my child who is misbehaving, okay, misbehaving, taking some wrong actions, maybe drugs, or we don't know what and all can happen. So what are we supposed to do? Do Om Namah Shivaya and sit? No, we are supposed to take action, but we have to step back, pay attention, then respond as required. We have to take the necessary steps by allowing the child to digress and fall into bad company or become something, some kind of nonsense. We are promoting violence. Sometimes the child is doing wrong and we say, no, my sweetie pie and this, no, don't use sugar sweet words where already I'm clenching my teeth because I'm angry, but I don't want to show my anger. So I'm clenching my teeth. Don't do this. Don't do all that. Because I'll tell you what happens is inside I'm suppressing my anger. I don't want to show. So I'm suppressing my anger. That's not the solution because that emotion has drained into me now. It's become poison inside me. Outside the child felt, okay, mommy spoke sweetly to me, maybe. But what we did was we clenched and we controlled and we suppressed it. We have to just pay attention. The minute you see the anger rising in you and you see the misbehavior, anger is naturally going to rise because we are not happy with what the other person is doing. Anger is naturally going to rise in us because we somewhere lack complete love also. So then acceptance is not there usually. So we'll get angry. The minute I see my anger rising, I have to see the poison rising. We should feel that this is acid, this is poison. I have to be careful with this. Pay attention, then very calmly sit down, take a few breaths and say, this is not tolerated. Stop this. So instantly, in a very firm voice, very, very clear voice. You actually don't have to shout. We have to be firm, but I will not tolerate this. Stop this. Simple. What are you doing? Why are you doing? Itna sara story nahi. Don't vomit so much because we are wasting energy. By talking so much, we're wasting energy. First of all, already we are angry, plus so much energy is lost, more drained, more less oxygen, then more we are going to shout. More we are going to lose our temper because we are not getting a breath also. Because oxygen from 99 could have gone to 95 by now, and BP would have gone to 140. So imagine our state, our pulse, everything is disturbed in the body. Hormones has gone for a toss. First of all, we have destroyed our body itself. The biggest himsa we have done by just even suppressing or even bringing the anger out so much is we have destroyed the balance of the body. The body balance is gone. We will take a little bit hormone imbalance. Read about hormones. It is not only disturbing the females and the menstruation cycle, and no, there is so much more in the hormones. The cortisol enters the brain. Gaya, cortisol is what? See, I'll tell you how the mind and body works. Now, all of you, when you do yoga nidra, or maybe you do, some shavasana or some calm music, what happens to your mind? The body did, na? Body was lying down, relaxing, and nicely eyes closed. And when you got to bed, I'm feeling peaceful. Now think, who is feeling peaceful? Mind. Okay, mind became peaceful. The body did something and the mind became peaceful. Okay, now the body did something, the mind is going to go for a toss. If somebody who knows anybody who drinks and all, the body is drinking, the mind is going gone. How? The mind, drug addict, whatever addiction is there, body is taking the thing, the substance, but it's affected in the mind. So similarly, when you get angry, when you feel jealous, when you hate someone, when you're upset with someone, or whatever negative emotions are rising in us, all that is going to affect the mind. So there is no balance. First, it will enter the brain because there is something called, there are different hormones in this. So dopamine is there, which will make you feel relaxed. Cortisol will make you feel, tandav, kuch to ho gaya, gussa aa gaya. So all the different hormones will create different things in your brain. There will be reactions. And these reactions then enter the mind also. The mind is going to be like that. We did something to the body and something happened in the mind. So that is how the body and the mind are connected. We felt, did in the body na, mind ko kya hoega, kuch nahi. My mind is taken care of. Never. Whatever happens in the mind happens in the body. Whatever happens in the body happens in the mind. There is no, we cannot separate them out actually. So you have to be very careful with the negative emotions. Himsa, ahimsa is a very sensitive topic. We are knowingly, unknowingly destroying our body. This is all understood when it comes to other people. Okay. Now, all of us who are constantly with our gadgets are in complete violence. Okay. We are in violence. What we thought was, usko maine kuch nahi bola. I am very peaceful. But I am constantly destroying my neck, cervical, my shoulders, my arms, my hands, my palms, my energies. I'm draining. And then I'm feeling more hungry. Then I'm eating more and I'm gaining weight and I'm destroying my body. Or I'm getting back pain or I'm getting whatever, because we're sitting more. So there are 100,000 ways in which just the gadget addiction can destroy our body. Mind to 100%, because we'll read news and somebody went there, somebody went here, I'm not going anywhere, frustration. Then COVID ka pada or frustration. And what do you think this happens? When we read the news, especially the negative news, our mind creates impressions. When we watch movies that have violence in it, what happens is all those scenes that we see get imprinted in our mind. And then we forget, for some time we've forgotten. Then these very impressions are like bubbles or waves, And then one day you go and shout at someone. Then where did this come from? Because it's already in the mind. I put it in my mind by watching a movie. So when you're watching movies, when you're reading the newspapers, when you're reading negative news, be very attentive, because all that is going to go into your mind. as impressions, dots. Imagine a screen with all bubbles of negative. Then the thought will come. Thought will come into action. Then action gone, finish. So then they say ahimsa, kaya, vacha, manasa. Kaya is body, vacha is the vachan, the words you speak. Manasa is thoughts and the mind. So ahimsa in kaya, vacha, manasa means ahimsa in action means you can't do violent action, you can't have violent words, and you can't think violently also. What we started the session was with that integrity, what Murli said. Same way I will tell you now that what is in your mind, you will say, I am very nice. She is hurting me very badly, but God will punish her. I will not say anything. Gone. We have already brought violence in our mind. Why should God punish her? That means I am hurt. A heart that is hurt is going to be violent. Make sure of this. I am hurt, but I didn't say a single word. But I am hurt. So that hurt is like already formed something in my heart. Now I'm waiting. When something comes, thadak, it will explode. I'll start crying, shouting, and get very upset and create a scene and make a lot of mess. Because my heart is hurt and it's already reflecting the violence. So violence is not only, we usually won't go and hurt others, but constant every day. Make a diary actually and make a note. How many times in the day have we hurt ourselves? Forget about hurting others. That we'll see later on. How many times did I feel the hurt? My husband said, I don't want tiffin. It's too late. I will feel hurt. I made everything no. Now who's going to feel bad about this? Husband went, he took and he ate with his friend in Sarvana Bhavan hotel. You were cribbing here. I made dosa, I made idli, you didn't eat, crying, feeling bad, and maybe getting angry on the child. Why are we destroying our life? Idli dosa extra hai, watchman ko de do. It's okay. He deserves it. Give it off. Learn to share. Learn to share. We all face this issue. We bring something for someone, they don't want it. Give it to someone else. It's okay. No, I made for him only. I made for her only. This is too much attachment. It's really not worth it. And you're creating himsa on yourself. You're creating the violence in your heart. The heart is not a place where there should be hurts. There should be only love. So the opposite, actually, the way to cultivate ahimsa or non-violence is by feeling love. We have to feel the emotion of love for everyone. Then there will be no violence. So now I want you all to real life situations ask or discuss what to do when this happens, what to do when that happens. Only then we can find out how to deal with this. So all of us are doing this. First of all of us see how much himsa we are doing to the body. First was the gadget. Second is the sleep. Are we all sleeping on time? Are we getting at least 6 to 8 hours sleep? Every night. Every night. Okay, every night we have to do it. Rare case when you're flying or in an aeroplane or something, it's okay. But technically every night, getting up on time. When we oversleep, the body goes in a different rhythm. And it starts draining the energy that it had gathered with sleep. So don't oversleep. For adults, 6-7 hours is enough. If you're tired, maximum 8 hours. Children can sleep anywhere between 8 to 10 hours. But you need the sleep and you need the rest in the afternoon. If you're a homemaker, and even if you're working as a teacher or whatever, in the afternoon you're free, anytime you're free, sit for 10 to 15 minutes, completely relax with eyes closed. Just relax on a chair or on a mat. Don't sleep on the bed in the afternoon. It's not recommended in Ayurveda. You're not supposed to sleep off in the afternoon, come what may. Okay, unless you're really sick or tired, don't do that. 20 minutes nap is definitely there, but on a yoga mat, on a carpet, or on a chair. Keep 2 chairs and relax. If you sleep off, it's not recommended. Okay, because it starts draining your energy and the food also doesn't digest well. And then you feel gassy and acidity. Acidity, जिसको भी हो रहा है, gas trouble जिसको भी हो रहा है, हिंसा है शरीर के साथ. We are violating the rules of the body. Okay, when our complexion is not good, when we have something on our face, hair is going haywire, or the skin is not looking good, we are gaining extra pounds, or whatever problems we are facing in our hormonal imbalance, etc., whatever is coming is because somewhere we are violating the rules of the body. We have to be, and when we are not calm, we are upset. We have to sleep on time. We have to wake up on time. Come what may. Make a schedule, make a discipline. Just wake up. You don't need to do arti, puja, bhajan, spiritual. I'm not forcing you to do any of. I'm not even asking you to do that. But don't take the mobile also. Okay, these 2 rules. No need to pray, but no need for mobile. You can sit, you can relax, you can read something, whatever you want, except newspaper. Okay, except newspaper, you can read any book. Okay, you can read a book, or you can go to the kitchen, make some nice warm water, add some honey, squeeze some lemon juice, just around sit and sip that. Think what you'll do during the day. Write gratitude points that my life is so good. I'm so happy I woke up. I didn't die in the night. I woke up, small things. I'm so happy I have a house, I have a shelter. I'm so happy I didn't get COVID. There are 100,000 things which you can pay gratitude for. All that, okay? All that, at least 2-3 points you write down. Feel good and start your day. Feel good and start your day. That's one thing you can do. That's ahimsa actually, wherein you are taking care of your body. Drink water in the morning. Come what may. I know some people will say, "Arey, I feel like vomiting and all." Make a practice. Drink at least half liter water in the morning, minimum. Okay, how do you drink? You don't gulp it down. If you gulp it down, that is also violence. You have to sit down and drink sip by sip. Sip by sip. So that will like 5-10 minutes. अरे किसके पास है यार 5 मिनट पानी पीने को? लेकिन 10 मिनट WhatsApp करने को time है. We have time for other things, but we don't have time for this vehicle of ours, which is allowing us to live and experience life. So make sure that you take time, you drink water, you relax 5-10 minutes, get up early, more 10 minutes early, sleep 10 minutes early, it's okay, get up early and take 10 minutes for yourself, relax, think of all the good things you can, think of what and all you love to, cook or do or whatever, and gratitude and drinking the water. Then you should evacuate your bowels, you should go to the washroom. The first half an hour, 1 hour, if you are unable to clear your bowels, then there is already violence started. Because we are eating more on a stomach which has not emptied itself. These are very fine points I'm telling you, but these are very, very important because unknowingly, these are causing us a lot of violence. I'll tell you how. Undigested food. Okay, utha, got up, maybe somebody is making fresh dosa, idli, sambar, vada, whatever. You sat, you have not yet digested yesterday night's food and emptied it, you eat. Because you, of course, salivating, na? My God, so tasty, you ate. Okay, that has gone inside. Now what has happened is after some time, acidity. Because pehle ka food hai, aur bhi food dal diya. Now the stomach ka band baja Bharat is going on. There is a lot of Bharatnatyam going on inside the stomach. Now what happens is you feel burping or you feel unnecessary, bloating and stomach pain or something, and you're irritated. Irritation is started because stomach is irritated. It comes to the mind. Mind has come to the it has come to your words. Now somebody says something. I told you, na. This is how we will react. Why? Because stomach is irritated. Actually, there is no problem. Actually, no problem. This is how violence starts. And you are thinking, yes, Surya, 1 second. So you're thinking, what's going on? Why it only dosa? Why am I getting irritated? That's because you didn't empty your stomach. So for that, you can do asanas. Get up in the morning, on your bed, only do Pavan Muktasana. Okay, just fold your knees to your chest tightly. So be there for a few breaths. Stretch your body, Ashtikasana. Do some, twisting poses. Sit in Malasana. Sit down on the floor in Malasana or toilet pose, earlier Indian toilet pose. Sit like that. 5 minutes sit there. Everything will be emptied. Don't worry. So all this is important because we should not be in violence. Imagine. Yes, Surya, come. What is it?
Yeah, actually one question and this regarding violence only.
Yeah.
So Nanaji, what is exactly the point is, we want to get rid of violence, but if you see our session itself, like 45 minutes, we are talking only about violence.
Yes.
The antidote of violence is loving and kindness, right?
Yes.
If we great person, when
I
we
can't
sit
hear.
with them, they
Hmm.
have some. Are you able to hear me
Now
now?
you say 45 minutes we are speaking about violence and the antidote is love. Correct. Perfect.
Yeah. If
Yeah.
we go to see any of our masters or Swamiji, in the intention of the violences to be get it down, they maintain like verbal non-violence, which automatically like I don't hear or I don't remember anywhere my Swamiji is telling about even the word hate or even the word acidity, something like this. Like the progression, the approach will be in a manner of a uphill and not
I got
downhill.
it.
Yeah. So like knowing
So what
violence
was
is
the
good.
question?
The question is whether we can either analyze in violence method to kill violence or in non-violence method to kill violence.
Okay. So now what you were doing is you're latching onto the words, which I always tell you don't do. Because I can say love and feel hate inside. And I can say hate and feel love inside. So what you felt is more important than what I said. So what you feel is a reflection of your own mind. Yes, Murli.
Actually, it's Surya's question, because Surya was, we all know what the question is like. He's saying that, in order to do away with violence, we should be talking of love and not of violence. But Surya, I would have thought that, first the knowledge part of it is important. We should understand what it is, why I'm trying to be in this state. Unless I don't understand where the problem lies, I won't be able to find the remedy for that. So this whole thing is not that we are going to talk about this violence daily. This is going to be a one lecture so that we all understand that. And once I understand it, daily I'll practice the love part of it. So I think it was important.
Surya, don't latch on to words, Ray. You have to feel the emotion and then understand what's being said. The same thing, if somebody else is saying, you should not listen, because maybe they will come up with a lot of anger, lot of hatred, lot of jealousy. I am using words, but what is my emotion? You have to check. You have to check. What do you feel? Yeah, Murli, say.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I just wanted to say one more thing. See, so many years of my thing, because I and Surya, like we used to do the classes together, basically. We used to go for our classes and we had a lot of these talks, and I spent so many years of my life and I was feeling very kind of not embarrassing. I'm not embarrassed so much nowadays, but all along Zindagi mein, Mumbai mein, har ek cheez mein sharam lagta tha. Sharam matlab what laga diya life ka. Forgive me in this language, but it only puts out kind of punch. basically, it was like what I wanted to kind of tell Surya is that I'm so sorry. 1 second,
Okay, so whatever it is, Murli will come up with it, I'm sure. He probably lost track. See, what it is like I'm going to a doctor, okay? And the doctor is saying, world is so beautiful. And he's not giving me the medicine because he doesn't know the disease. We have to describe the disease to get a medicine. Now, violence has become a condition. It is a disease now. So for that disease, we'll discuss the disease and then we can find the solution. But usually what happens is people discuss and there is no solution. Solution is you have to work the opposite, the pratipaksha bhavana. It will come. I'll tell how to do that. Yes, Murli, I think you found your answer.
Yeah, because this is a bit embarrassing, but honestly speaking, when you ask the question of what is violence, for me, violence was only physical, ahimsa, himsa. Himsa was only a physical violence. Apart from this, none of these was known after so many years of experience of life. So this knowledge was very extremely important for a lot of, young children would love this. Just imagine so many things to change ourselves for. Thank you. That's it.
So no worries. The thing is, we have to understand, as everybody has written, we have to, first of all, we don't know what love is. So the medicine itself is not quite known to us. We don't actually feel love. We feel attachment to people, not love. So to develop the love, we have to start working on ourselves with the positive things. So later on it comes where we have to use pratipaksha bhavana. So if I'm feeling jealousy, I have to start feeling acceptance. If I'm feeling hatred, I have to start feeling love. If I'm feeling greed, I have to start sharing. So these are the answers for that. But if I don't accept that I am feeling angry, I will never work on it. I will never work on it. So that next one, which will take next session, is Satya, which is truth. So the truth is not very sweet. It is generally bitter only. So we have to learn to face the truth. If I can see, that's why Gandhiji was always saying ahimsa and satya together. They both go together only. The problem is, unless I acknowledge the truth, I will never do it. The point here is the hammering is happening so that all of us accept all these negatives which are hidden within us and was never pointed out. We felt hurting another is violence. Eating non-veg is violence. Why should I kill another animal and eat? Yeah, that is 100%. Don't kill another animal and eat. That's a different story. But right now I'm eating a vegetable, but I am giving abuses to my spouse and my children. That is worse than eating the non-veg. So then who will make us understand the difference? Somebody will say, you are in violence, you're eating non-vegetarian food. And that person is angry. So that person is himself violent. Why should we listen to them? Understand from where the thing is coming. Then you have to make the segregations in your life. Where and all am I reacting violently? Look at it, accept it, and then bring forth the change. If I don't accept, I will never change. Never change. We have to look and accept it. The problem is if we evade it and we try to fill it with love, we need a very big master with us 24 hours. Then it's possible. What Surya said is definitely possible. I'm not saying it. What he's saying is perfectly right. But that's because when he's with his master, if you're staying with your master, you'll constantly experience love. So then the discussion of violence is absolutely unnecessary because the love will start filtering in you and the violence will start receding. It will go back by itself. But the minute you step out of the ashram, what is going to happen? We still have impressions which will burst forth and we'll think, from where did this come? In front of my master, it was so beautiful. Unless we stay for years together with such a guru, what he's saying, we will never get rid of the violence. Little will remain. Unconditional love, only gurus can give, only masters can give. And when we are with them, no need for such discussion. Very true, actually. Like if I am unconditionally loving my children, there is no discussion of violence in the house. But if I'm not unconditionally loving, discussion will come, which is okay. And they may go out and face a lot of nonsense and come and say, why people are behaving like this? What is this? I don't know. So then it's better to know and then deal. It's always better to know, unless you're permanently going to stay with your guru, which is then it's okay. But if you're going to step out into samsara, people are going to lash out. And that time we don't know how to deal because we never heard of that word. We never discussed. We never knew. So that's what I said. The root cause is not outside. Again, root causes, if I am seeing it outside, it's within me. Somewhere, some life, we don't know what and all we brought. So all this I collected within me. And then suddenly I see outside violence. When I'm seeing it outside, it means, or I'm reacting, both show that I have violence inside. If I'm, where the guru he is speaking of, such gurus, such masters are there, where the lion and the lamb stay together. The lion does not eat the sheep. The cat, mouse can stay together. Tom and Jerry can stay together in such an ashram. So much ahimsa has to be going deep in us, where even in our presence, violence cannot happen. But for that, we have to reach the stage of rishis and gurus and sages. Right now, we are all householders dealing with our day-to-day problems. For day-to-day problems, and if you're not technically in contact with spiritual masters continuously, these small issues are going to flare up. And one small solution can really reduce the burden of our life. So that's where I'm coming from. So what are the chats? Until we understand, we okay. Or resistance should come out to such an act in today's time, which naturally would. See, first of all, generally people will not, Mitesh, it's a very good question. He has asked regarding Gandhiji's saying for physical violence, when someone slaps you, you offer them the other side of the cheek for a second one. Your view on this, is this wrong too? Or resistance should come out to such an act in today's time, which naturally would. First of all, we need to understand, why did the person come and slap me and not another person? I have already attracted some kind of violence in my life because there is some bit of violence in me already. So yeah, it's not about allowing them to keep hitting you also, as you said in this time. Naturally, you need not resist. You understand that even in different masters' case, like even Osho's incident was there, where somebody came and he was entering into a session, like, he was going to give a session. Thousands of people are sitting. Somebody just came and slapped him. And he just looked at him and said, okay, and walked off. Buddha, he did the same thing. See, when they're in that level, they are in actually ahimsa. Some violence would have been left, some karmic something was left. So somebody will come and do something to them, 100%. And they will not react, they will not resist. But we, as normal householder, normal individuals, we will definitely try to restrain them. We will not say, chal ek aur maar. We will restrain and ask, what's the matter? What's the matter? Please tell us. Let's solve it peacefully. We should start off with this. Because somewhere we need the calm. Somewhere we need to understand that कुछ तो किया था, कोई जन्म का रिटर्न आया है, but ठीक है, और मत मार, अभी बोल तो सही. Tell me what happened. We'll solve it. No need for fighting. So we can come up with this much. No resistance, no nothing. Calm mind, restrain the person and ask what's up. Like if even in our own house, why slap and on? If Akshata is shouting at me or Karthik is shouting at me or my spouse is shouting at me, I will listen for a minute and then ask, okay, what is it? What's going on? Or I can shout back. See, this is the difference. I can also start shouting, or I can say, what's happening? Kya ho gaya? Let's solve it. Simple. So this is how we will be in our families. It will come. Nobody is going to slap, but they're going to shout, or they're going to tell you something ulta sota and dimag ka dahi, you say, na, that will happen. So that time what you have to do is you should say, okay, cool, let's take a chill pill, both of us sit down and discuss and solve this. Yeah, Ratnavel, come.
Ma'am, you said for every violent situation, we have to get back, we have to think, then we have to ask what's happening. For a mother, if a child is facing any danger, like from any external factor, if that mother is waiting, like I'll wait and then think and react, that's not going to be a better solution for that child, right? So if at all that mother is resisting that action, like you can't do this to my children, so do we address that as non-violence or how?
It's violence only.
Or,
See,
violence.
like 2 examples I'll give you. I understood what you're saying. Now, suppose the child is on the road and there's a vehicle coming. You're going to pull, to the point where the child may fall or hurt, but you save the child. That's normal. Okay, that's going to happen. You can't think whether I need to save the child or not. Another thing is the child may be up into drugs or drinks or cigarettes or maybe not studying or pornography or some nonsense where the child is getting spoiled. Okay, going in the wrong path. So when the mother or the parent watches that, they are supposed to immediately sit for a minute only, not for a long time. Just calm down, take 2 deep breaths, and then restrain the child from whatever they are doing very peacefully. Tell them this will not be acceptable. Because the minute I say it's okay, you do it, next time we will see. I've already done a violence. Okay. This doesn't, you cannot be sweet where the child is destroying his life. No, you have to be firm, you have to be strong. Step back. I know it's difficult. We step back, bring our ego actually in attention, bring your ego, bring it in front, but be very careful that the intention is not to hurt, intention is to save, and then speak. Then you can speak anything. It could be harsh, it could be angry, really doesn't matter, because the intention, fix the intention and then do it.
Ma'am, if someone doesn't understand the language of non-violence, like someone quoted here, like Gandhiji said so and so. If someone like Britishers who don't understand non-violence and they have to get answer from Subhash Chandra Bose language, like आप मुझे खून दो मैं आपको आजादी दूंगा, then like see those people attending yoga sessions or something like we are doing right now, they'll understand कि हाँ this is non-violence, even we have to practice it, we have to be शांत. Some normal people they'll be like अरे ये तो पागल है, कितना भी मारो शांति रहता है, तो ज्यादा मारते ही रहेंगे. So how to handle that situation?
First of all, you have to think how you landed in that situation where everybody around you is not in yoga, okay, or not in knowledge. So somewhere you are not practicing it yourself. The day you start practicing it on yourself, you will start reflecting it outside because your mind changes. If you see no violent movies, you don't see anything, you're very calm, you're meditating, you're doing your yoga, you're studying, you're very much complacent with your body mind, the people who come, such incidents will reduce. It will reduce. I'll tell you how. Like Akshita used to travel in a bus here only in Dubai to wherever her college was. The point was, there was in that bus certain students who were ragging each other. Okay, boys ragging girls and girls, something was going. She was sitting in the same bus. She didn't know only. Nobody came to her. Why? She didn't do anything. She was also like any other girl. But nobody came to her. They didn't approach her. They didn't tell her anything. Kuch bhi nahi. But 2 or 3 girls were ragged badly. But usko kuch nahi bola. They were teasing and whatever was happening and they were crying and all. But isko pata hi nahi. She didn't even know about it till somebody told. She said, in this bus, did it happen? I didn't even notice. I was sitting in the front row. Nobody came to her. She didn't see it because she didn't reflect it. If she was already in a calm and complacent state, she's not going to see those people only. Those people are not going to be seen, actually. Now, suppose she watches some violence movies and she's a bit upset and angry and all. Now she goes and sits in that bus, she will be taken. She'll be ranked, 100%. Because she is giving out the energy of that thing. So you have to be very careful what I'm reflecting. What is my state of mind? I will see that. Sometimes we have been practicing yoga for 6 months, very calm. Suddenly somebody is fighting in front of us and we feel, oh God, why did this come? That time, but we are prepared that, okay, means something is left little bit. But if it's a constant thing, then you have to be clear that I am only responsible for this, nobody else. The minute I take responsibility for everything I see outside, I am the reason, I am seeing it, so I am responsible for this. Then you'll start working on yourself. This is where the yamas will come. The shaucha, santosha, niyamas, all this we have to do on ourselves. When I am clean, what is reflected outside is clean. When I am not, something is going to come up. Somebody will come up. That time we have to be very calm and just very smiling also if possible. Understanding मेरा ही कुछ कर्म है. कुछ तो इसके साथ गठबंधन है. Something is there and I have to clear this. So please work on purifying your own self, your own mind. What impressions am I feeding my mind? Am I always negative? Am I seeing negative? Am I speaking negative? Let's start working on yourself. The more cleaner you become physically, mentally, and in your thoughts and everywhere, actually you will see that सामने का जो story वो बदल जाएगा. So violence will happen in society, but you won't know. Very simple incidents, like suppose my spouse reads the newspaper and sees accident, this, that, everything, and a bomb blast. Okay, I have not seen. Okay, he goes driving. And then on the road, he sees an accident. I also travel, but I don't see the accident. I take maybe another road because I didn't already feed it in my mind. So I didn't see it. So whatever we are seeing now, it's our own reflection. So if you're seeing violence outside, if you're seeing, people trying to do teen aur marenge, use karenge, isko waat lagayenge, that's because you're not working on yourself. Start working on yourself. We all need to start working on ourselves because support system milega. Like suppose you are being bullied or somebody is troubling you, maybe your mother, sister, friend will support you. But then we cling to that support. We still don't work on ourselves. The journey is, if I'm seeing this, मैंने कुछ कम किया है, I have to work on myself. Like even in this atmosphere, if yesterday my spouse was upset with me and shouting at me, I sit and think, और भी कुछ कर्म बचा है. I need to clean myself more. No point in blaming him. I have to see what karmas I am doing wrong, or where am I need to cleanse myself more and more to avoid this situation. We can't blame others. It's our work, our life. It's very challenging. But can we close our eyes and ears to the violence around? No. We have to, Surya Amnish has asked. Where is she? Yeah. So the thing is, what she's, it's very true that we cannot close our eyes. If you're seeing violence and allowing it to happen, like two people are fighting, maybe you should go and separate them. You should work towards removing the violence, 100%. Because promoting violence is not correct. Then you're violent yourself. If you promote violence, if somebody is hitting you, abusing you, and you're saying, okay, abuse me, okay, hit me continuously, that's also wrong. Work on yourself, but at the same time, as I told Mitesh, restrain them also. Don't permit the violence. Now for women and maybe some men also, lot of emotional violence is happening in the family, knowingly, unknowingly. Through the spouse, through the in-laws, if there is a mother-in-law or something, there is some emotional, mental torture which happens. So there is a limit to where you should take it. After that, you're not supposed to burst out and start shouting. Work on yourself and at the same time, try to reflect that energy. But at the same time, if it is too much, then you need to take steps to avoid that. If you need to separate, you can separate. Yes, Simran. Where are you? She raised her hand and she, Sim, kidhar gayi? Okay, Shilka. There she is. Yeah.
You said work on yourself at the point when you see things goes beyond your control, or when people are affecting you. Work on yourself, exactly what we need to do. Because in corporate life, when you go into office and you have thousands of people around you coming and sobbing in front of you, this is happening to this is happening to that, my promotion is not happening. In such scenarios, you are not really wanting to listen to all those things, but just because you are a receptive person, or just because you are a receptive family member, people from the other people would come and tell you like this, she is doing this to me, that person is doing this to me, and you're listening to them personally and like patiently. But at times you feel it's enough, I don't want to listen to so much. Okay, I'm there for support, but then it's depleting my energies and it is making me more sad. So how do I work on that?
See, the point here is, even in the office, how to work on yourself, we'll get that first. First is you need to do your meditations more, because you're seeing all this and you're listening to this, trying to support this. So when you are going to get into a COVID zone, you have to protect yourself with vaccination first. Then you have to protect yourself with a mask and the jacket and everything. Only then you can enter the zone and inject them or help them. So understand that this is a hospital of crazy people. Okay, I'm entering this mentally retarded zone. How will you enter? You prepare yourself mentally, physically, jo zaruri hai, do everything, meditation, calming techniques, and then you enter the zone and say, chalo, shoot now. Because I have come prepared with all the jackets. What we generally do is we don't go prepared and then we get affected. It's natural. You see, if you really want to help, it's natural. We all want to help people in some way or the other. But without preparation, without raising my energy, I can't be energetic for others. So like when I used to go to school for counseling, I would make sure that mera 1 ghante ka meditation to minimum I would do before I step into the school. Because then we'll meet all kinds of children, all kinds of teachers, and God knows what and all who is going to come up with. Even before we step in, one child will come and say, that one is hitting me, and this is my mother, and this is the complaint, the parent is coming and crying, then the principal. It is full mess going on in the school if you're a counselor. And what if I don't prepare myself and go? I'll be, ye ho gaya, I'll be crying here. Ye ho gaya, I'll be upset here. I'll have no control. To be able to even balance out other people, we have to be mentally sane first. So we have to prepare our mind, calm down, take deep breaths, and then enter the zone where we are going to help people. If you go unprepared, you're going to be beaten up 100%, whether it's an office or whatever. Even in your workplace, I'll advise all those who are working, wherever you're working, the minute you get a break, take 5 minutes and do deep breathing. Wherever you're sitting, just sit down and take deep breaths. What happens in deep breathing is nothing major, no spiritual thing either. Only thing is your oxygen will rise. Your cells will be completely oxygenated. Your pulse will be normal. Your blood pressure will be normal, and you can deal better. Now imagine you're not already stressed. The minute you're stressed with your work, your oxygen level is going down. Naturally, thoda ek do to nikalta hi, it goes down, you're a little bit hyper. Suddenly somebody comes with 2, 3, 4 things, you're going to blast. And even if you control, you're suppressed. And that is going to work badly on your hormones and your mind. So eventually you'll do that somewhere else. Or you'll get a disease. All of us who are having lifestyle diseases like pressure and hypertension, blood sugar, is because we have suppressed a lot, thyroid. All this shows that we are not living a good lifestyle first. Second, we have suppressed. Maybe in workplace, we have to suppress the anger. All this is happening. So what you need to do is, reactions will come from people. We can't stop them. So you work on yourself. So the reactions will slowly reduce at least a bit, and you are more equipped to handle them. So it's constant work on the self. Come what may, to avoid violence outside or on you, we have to work on ourselves. Working is this one day, deep breathing, maybe doing calming yoga asana. Suppose you have done a Zumba class. You're already tensed, your blood is hot. That time anything will go, you'll get angry more. That's why we do yogasana, where we need to do pranayama. Pranayama is so important. wherein you regulate, it will come in the sutras also. You're supposed to regulate your breath, your oxygen normal, breath normal, pulse normal, mind normal, then you can work with this body. It's like I'm not preparing my car and I'm driving 5,000 kilometers. Nahi hone wala hai. So prepare this instrument, oil it, do the required, put the water, run the engine, warm it up, don't heat it up, warm it up and then start the vehicle. So be very careful on all these things, okay? You should, and yeah, most of the questions I think I read, like be very alert. Like if I see that somebody is harming my neighbor, I will do what is required. I will call the police or I'll interfere and do what needs to be done. We have to do the work we have to do, okay? But with lot of awareness and attention. With lot of attention, we should not promote any violence anywhere. If you see violence and keep quiet, it's not correct. You're right, Surya, Amnish. So that's how it works. You cannot promote it also. You cannot just watch and say, okay, that one is doing to that one, why should I bother? No, you work with them. If possible, if they're close members of your family or your office or somebody, work with them personally. Tell them that they need to meditate, tell them that they need to calm down, change their energy patterns. And at the same time, if it's instant, somebody is hitting, you have to restrain. Instant action. Wherever required, please take instant action. Don't even think for a second, okay? No physical violence should be tolerated, especially on younger people. If a male is hitting a female, do not allow that. Come what may, come what may, okay? Parents, don't hit your children. Please restrain them. Take them aside, do what is needed. Don't physically hit them because that stays in their psyche and later on they go and hit other people. And then you say, my child has become violent. So please be very careful. Physical violence, as far as possible, avoid completely, and then you'll stop seeing it also. As I think we'll stop seeing it to a large extent. We may see it in newspaper and then we'll see it really. So avoid reading negative news. Read news only what is absolutely necessary to you. Only just to know. Don't get into news, please, because it's very bad. I stopped reading newspaper long back. And somebody told me, you're not updated. I said, it's okay. I'm quite up to date. As much as required. I don't want to be updated like this. Okay. So very nice. I think we have to close. It's 5 right here. Yeah. So 6:30 there. 1 minute to go. Who is going to chant the Shanti mantra? Come on, quickly. Satya, Sai is there? Satya Sai is there? No? Call him. He'll do it. Amma, you're doing? Okay, Amma, do. So my mom is doing it. So let's close.
ಯಾವ್ದು ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು?
Asatoma. Purnamada, anything, whatever you want.
Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Okay, so we'll close the session. It was lovely and it's good to discuss. It's good that everyone brings out points and everybody understands. I hope we could get more, but it was good to read the chats also. I'll save the chat so I can read if I miss something. Okay. Love you all and stay blessed. We'll continue this and go to Satya and everything next time. Okay. All cool, everyone? Who wrote the points today? Who is going to read next time? Come on, come on. Nisha? Okay, done. Great, super. Nisha will read. Okay, bye. Stay blessed. Bye bye. See you.